Go. Hello and welcome back to the Max Talks podcast. It's George here with Max and James. So today we're back with a football podcast. We're going to be talking about the Europa League final, the Champions League final, and the upcoming Community Shield between Arsenal and Liverpool. So boys, first of all, how are your weekends? Did you watch the games?
Yes.
I watched the Champions League final and I've watched a few highlights of the Europa League.
Yeah, I watched both of them as well. So it was very interesting. Very interesting two finals. Looking forward to talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll start with the Europa League final.
I think
Seville versus Seville versus Inter. Inter obviously a team in a good kind of form. Came second in Serie A. Really smashing it out the park. They've actually got their Champions League qualification for next season, which I think has kind of raised the bar for them. The favourites going into this game against a really strong Seville side who seem to always have a lot of good luck in this competition. But especially
trophy.
this year, fighting back against Man United, going 1-0 down against them in the semis and winning 2-1. I just want to know what you thought going into the game. Who you had on your bet slips?
Go on, James. Who do you have won before the game?
Well, before the game, I'd have 100% said Inter. Just you look at the two sides and you look at oh Jesus, hang on, boys. Harry Maguire has just been found guilty of aggravated assault.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
And repeated bribery.
He's getting jail time. He's getting jail time. He's getting jail time in Greece.
Oh dear. Anyway,
back to
we'll talk about that afterwards, shall we?
I think that is something that's now we're going to talk about. Definitely.
Breaking news.
Talk about that.
Breaking news. Breaking news tomorrow.
Breaking news tomorrow. So basically, for me, I would have said Inter Milan all day. I mean, Lukaku in the Europa League has been ridiculous. It was a ridiculous amount of games that he scored back-to-back. It
goes back to his Everton days as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just think that if you look through their depth, signing Eriksen in January, they've got Sanchez there who I brought off the bench. Ashley Young's been really strong from all year, and they've got a really
Martinez up top as well.
Yeah, they've got a really good
plenty of good players.
It just seemed that on the day, Sevilla just were hungry. They wanted it. Even like in the Wolves game before, when Sevilla played against Wolves, and everyone had basically written them off already. And Ava Banega just ran the show. What a player he is, by the way. Still unbelievable.
Still going.
Apparently he's going to Dubai after that, or Saudi Arabia. I can't remember which
one.
What,
to Xavi's team?
I don't think it's to Xavi's team. It might be to Saudi Arabia, I think. It might be going there, but
tax-free money, mate. Tax-free money. Go get that bag. Go get
the bag.
He's done everything for that club. Because he left Inter, didn't he, to Sevilla as well?
Yes, I think it's a peculiar time. Obviously, Jesus Navas winning it at 20 and then winning it at something like 34, isn't he now? So at 4 Sevilla is pretty incredible. What's a long 14 years to wait?
I know. It's their trophy though. They've just, for as long as I recall, pretty much most years, it feels like it's Sevilla in the final. Sevilla winning it. And obviously before Unai Emery came to Arsenal, and is obviously now gone back to Spain, he won it there. How many times did he win it there? Was it 3 times?
I think it was
2 or 3.
He beat
2
us
or 3 times. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like, as you say, James, Sevilla, they got to the final. It was probably like, we know we can win this. We've won it time and time again before. So we can do it. We can just go for it. This is a very good Inter Milan team, but so what? It's the final. I think that's the same with Arsenal in the FA Cup, really.
Yeah, great.
Don't matter what Arsenal team's in the FA Cup final. If we're there, I would always bank on us to go and win it, even if we're playing against Manchester City or Liverpool.
You fancy it, don't you? Like, you just have that confidence. And I think Sevilla probably felt comfortable because they had players that had played in that final before. And at that standard. So they just felt comfortable while they were there. No pressure. They had nothing
It's now a 10-year wait now, isn't it, for Inter Milan for a trophy? So that was probably playing on the back of their minds, and Sevilla could have obviously countered that.
This is where Juventus having their ban in 2006 and having that 3 or 4 year wait really played into the hands of Inter and AC and Roma. All those teams that won those big competitions. It really helped them. But also, I think it's hindered them in years now where we're looking at the teams like Inter who are coming through with amazing teams, really, really good teams. And even AC to an extent, like they do have a good team. They're just not gelling. They took Piatek from, I think, I don't know, I think it was either Genoa or Sampdoria. And he was doing amazing. And, they took, and it didn't gel. But we're seeing the suffering now because Juventus have come back and they're just dominant, and every other team has no confidence because they've won jack shit over the last 10 years, and it's getting to them on a European stage now.
There's a lot of factors behind that though. Like obviously Inter just got sort of bombed out as a club, and so did AC for a while, where they just money wise it was just a problem. So if you don't have any stability and you don't have an owner that's going to back you, then these teams are just going to leapfrog you, because Juventus are just a club of history. And obviously being relegated to Serie B due to all the match fixing, etc., it just shows like their star players still stayed to get them up. They
stayed, yeah.
Well,
I mean, you see the likes of Atalanta, obviously now up there. I think I looked back on the Serie A table, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, they finished just above the relegation zone.
Yeah,
it just shows how quickly that league can change.
Any league can change like
other than Juventus, yeah. I mean, Juventus are always going to be there.
It's mad. I think
the killers of Serie A, but
they are. But
I would definitely say the Europa League final. Before the game, I just looked at Inter Milan and I thought they're going to run riot, especially in how Lukaku's been playing. As James said, Eriksen coming in, Sanchez, Ashley Young, got some top players there. And yeah, it was a surprise when I saw, I just think it's funny. What's his name? Carlos brought down Lukaku.
Yeah, Diego Carlos. Yeah.
Then goes and hits the bicycle kick. Then hits Lukaku to get the winning goal. I don't know. I just thought it was brilliant. Like little things like that. He made up for that, definitely.
I think it shows like Lukaku. He's a good player, but as an Everton fan, he finishes 1 out of every 4, maybe 5 chances that he has, because through on goal, 1-on-1 against keeper, as a striker, you should be betting on yourself and scoring that. He had bags of time before that keeper came out to him, and he fluffed his lines. I don't know what was. I know it's the pressure of the moment and everything like that, but as an Everton fan, all I can say is he used to do that time and time again for Everton. Remember when he was I think it was like 5 goals clear of the Golden Boot going into the last 2 games, and Harry Kane caught him and beat him. And it's like, how do you do that as a striker? And it's like
important moments.
Exactly,
he fluffs his lines.
Important moments, and I do think that he'll obviously be. That'll be weighing on him, but I think he's one of those professionals that can just get on with it and go again. Do you know what I mean? He's just and I think he'll score more goals next season than he did this season, because he'll be determined to get a trophy.
100%.
He scored fucking loads this year. Like he's
and that's what I'm saying.
33 goals. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Could be something like that. Now. But I just think the Europa League. I know it is a subpar European competition compared to the Champions League, but where the Champions League teams are dropping down into it halfway through, after the group stage, you just sit there and, when we was in it last year, there was some bloody good teams, really good teams who are Champions League level. And I look at Inter Milan and I think they are Champions League level. But I look at Sevilla and I wouldn't say they are.
No, personally. I agree. But I find that frustrating, to be fair, because it doesn't give the little guy a chance. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get Liverpool and you get Inter and you get Ajax and you get Arsenal coming down into the Europa League, I feel it's
We
just
ain't
a
coming
bit
down,
unfair.
mate. We ain't been there for ages.
Yeah, and we might never come down to Europa. Well,
But you get the reference point. You get the idea of it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel it's unfair on these teams like Wolves and Leicester, who have battled so hard over the season in the Europa League, and they probably do beat these teams, and they probably have beaten these teams before, but they don't get a chance because you meet someone like fucking Real Madrid could have a shit season in the Champions League and go into the Europa League, and you instantaneously go, well, they're gonna fucking win it, aren't they? And it's like, how disheartening is that?
It depends, I think. It all depends on if they actually give a shit, because I know there's been times where teams have gone down from Champions League to Europa League, but they're doing well in the league, so they just don't really care.
Right.
They're quite
Throw
happy.
the Europa League away, yeah.
And understandably so. I think the best thing that ever happened in Europa League was giving a Champions League place to the winner, because it's become something more important than just winning a trophy now. It's almost a cash count for next year.
Well, I think it's rightly so as well. I think if you win, it's like you win the Championship below the Premier League, you should go up. If you win the Europa League, which is below the Champions League, you should go up. You should be then considered to be a Champions League squad. As you say, James, I think it's a great decision to bring that in. When did that come in? Was that?
It was quite a few years ago now. I think.
Was it?
It was quite a few. Yeah, it's quite a few years back. I'm pretty sure Sevilla were one of the first teams to actually get it when they won it. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the year that Liverpool were in the final against Sevilla. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the first year it was in action. But to be honest, I couldn't tell you the truth. True date.
Yeah.
It's
how many more years is Benfica's curse on for?
I think it's going to be on forever.
It's 100 years, isn't it, when they last won it?
Oh, don't imagine.
And they lost to Sevilla. Do you remember they lost? I think it was against Sevilla. They lost
to Chelsea.
As well.
They lost.
Was it Chelsea? Benfica?
Yeah. 2009. Fernando Torres scored the winner.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Absolutely mental. Because that was the year that everyone mocked Chelsea about going out of the Champions League. They went and won the Europa League, and it was like, well, you know, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah,
really?
Rafa the man.
Mourinho started it, and then when they got kicked out of the Champions League, Rafa came in and won it.
He went, I'll do it.
Was that 2009?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go for it. Yeah.
It's mad.
09-10.
Hell. Wow.
Mental.
Jesus.
And they still had a good team as well, Chelsea. They still had the likes of, obviously, I say Fernando Torres, Mata, Lampard, Terry, you know, Solomon Kalou was still there, I think. You know, Florent Malouda. It's still a good team. But this year, I found like the coronavirus thing kind of dampened the spirits, because Europa League final and the Champions League final is always something that I look forward to for the crowd, because, you know, usually we're not used to seeing English teams in the final, bar last year, which was a big 2 years ago, which was it was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last year, which was a big exception. You know, Spurs getting in. It was either Spurs or City, and then Liverpool obviously winning it. I mean, you know, I love that occasion, because it's usually two massive teams with two massive fan bases, and their support is usually very, very, you know, mental. You know, the away support is usually big, but it kind of took away from it this year, especially in the Europa League, because I would have liked to see Inter Milan's fans, because I know that they're very passionate about their club, and I think if the fans were there, Inter probably would have pushed it over the line.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that was what we said when we was talking about the just football coming back, like a previous podcast episode, where I just feel like without fans, a lot of teams will struggle. If they get hindered in any way during a match, that's when you want your fans to pick you up. And if they ain't got that, I do think it's a lot harder to kind of lift your spirits, lift your head up, kick on.
I think
and as you say, George.
Go on, Massive.
No, I was just going to say, as you say, like Inter Milan, I think with their fans, I think it could have been a completely different game.
It's a peculiar one. I just think, like, economically as well, I feel sorry for Lisbon and Portugal, really, just because that could have given them a massive boost that they may have needed.
Yeah.
And obviously, like when Liverpool went to Madrid and Spurs, you saw the buzz in the city, like unbelievable.
That's it, James. It's not only about the money that's being brought in for football, but it's the money that's being brought in for, the pubs, the bars, the restaurants around the area. Without the fans, there's just, nothing.
Yeah, because people just come out for the sake of it.
Did you see in Paris? Did you see what was going on in Paris?
Yeah, there was loads of people arrested, weren't they?
It's fucking nuts. Setting fire to cars, fucking partying in the streets. I mean, they were all right. Paris has probably had a few bob.
Yeah, they've done all right.
Poor Lisbon.
Well, yeah, they're done, mate.
Poor Lisbon.
Absolutely done.
Yeah, poor Lisbon. Well, speaking of Paris, obviously PSG and Bayern faced off against each other in the Champions League final. I mean, this is one we're going to talk about more because we know more about it. We all watched the game. I thought it was a boring game. PSG weren't at their best and Bayern were at their defensive best, and it was just...
Oh, mate, they said beforehand, as long as you can stop Mbappe and Neymar, I think Bayern have won the game. And I think Manuel Neuer, as much as I think he's great, I think he's probably he's one of the best keepers I've ever seen. But his sweeper keeping, I've just never seen anything like it. The guy is brilliant. He just sits there. He can control the ball, pass it out, dribble with it, do whatever he wants. And that just completely stopped because that just, as I think it was Hargreaves was saying at half time, that just allowed Bayern to just push up even further and keep PSG in their own half. And you could see that. What did Mbappe do other than that one chance?
But it didn't, though. That's
shame.
The thing, though.
I would have loved to have seen PSG win it, but
I'm over the moon Bayern won it. I thought it depends what you're watching the game for. Look, if you're watching it for goals, for entertainment and all this stuff, then that's not what it was. The game was like a tactical masterclass from.
Oh, mate, 100%.
Like they penned them in, they kept them where they wanted them, they put them in positions they needed them to be, and they just controlled the game. I thought they were class.
Yeah.
Like
PSG I think the first 15 minutes,
yeah, definitely. Definitely. PSG could have scored and should have with that Mbappe chance, especially.
I believe he missed that.
But after that, Bayern just grew and grew into the game and then started making loads of chances himself. Lewandowski hitting the post and, these things happening. But I'm so...
Well, there was the talk about with Muller. Obviously, he wasn't starting, was he, at the start of the season, or he wasn't playing as much. And then Fink has obviously brought him back into the team. And it's just allowed Lewandowski to just go and do what he wants, get in the box, score goals. And I mean, I thought Muller was one of the best players on the pitch as well. I think he's class.
He always is.
He's just like he's so underrated. I don't care what anyone says. No one gives him the credit. No one gives him. I mean, this Champions League they have, of course, but over the years, I think we forget how good of a player he is. But it just shows, doesn't it? Putting these youngsters around these absolute beasts of experience just goes and wins you the Champions League.
It teaches them something. I think a thing that really annoyed me about PSG's tactics and Tuchel's tactics. I know he got the goal to send them into the final, but and he may not like the player. It may be internal politics, and I don't know why. But why the fuck are you not putting Mauro Icardi on in the last 10, 15 minutes? He's got pace. He can run a defender down, and he puts a lot of pressure onto a defence. Why are you putting Choupo-Moting on? Who let's not act like it's fucking it isn't. Where he's scoring goals against fucking Derby County 2 seasons ago on loan at fucking Stoke. And now he's playing a Champions League final. Yeah, I get that he's on loan from PSG, and PSG probably rate him highly, and Tuchel rates him highly. But Mauro Icardi's consistently done it at a higher level against higher level teams. So if I had a choice between Mauro Icardi and Choupo-Moting, like I say, yeah, he scored in the last game. Fair enough. But against a team that aren't as good as Bayern, I would want to pick Icardi.
Yeah. I don't think putting. I mean, I agree, but I don't think at that point putting Icardi on would have done anything.
No,
I just think, as James said, it was just a tactical masterclass. I think putting Icardi on would have just.
Yeah.
I think he would have done nothing as well.
To be honest, I don't rate him that much. I don't rate him that highly. I think he's a good striker, but I don't think he's anywhere near PSG. If they want to go and win the Champions League and play with an unbelievable front three, then he's not it. But I don't think they're ever going to get that striker. I don't think it's possible with a team like where Neymar literally he plays on the wing and then he comes as the 10 and he goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So
sits in like CDM, collects the ball.
But you can't do that too much. It's the one thing that annoys me. When I watch him play for
he does.
Still could be unbelievable, right? And they can be unbelievable. And he's an unbelievable player. Don't get me wrong. He's top 3 in the world. Like, no doubt about it. But the thing that annoys me is that he just gets it and holds on to it. He doesn't let it go and get it back. He just holds on, has to beat 6 players. And eventually, that's what Bayern did. They just literally fluffed it, nicked the ball and went again. It was really.
It was like they wanted him to run at them. They wanted him to start trying to do his skills and that because they'll just swarm him, get the ball off him. See you later, Neymar.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed a lot. He was being muscled off the ball way too easily in that game. But tactical masterclass from Fink. Did you see him after the game? He was just sitting there with a face like a slapped ass, and the caption was, "He's just won the Champions League." And then apparently he was just talking about next season.
Straight in, mate. He's ready to go again. Like,
mate, he wants it.
I generally don't think PSG are going to get to another final in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
No. I think they got there because of the one leg.
Yeah, they did. I agree. And I think, I was shocked. I would have backed Liverpool to get to the final if they beat Atletico this year. And I don't think PSG would have got there. But at the end of the day,
I agree with that.
It'll be interesting to see how they develop and if they do end up sacking Tuchel. That's what I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be, don't get me wrong, because he's got them to a final they've never been to in the last, God knows how many years. But knowing what
20.
they're like, knowing what they're like.
Well, they done it with Emery, didn't they?
Yeah.
They sacked him because in Europe it wasn't good enough.
So
I think there's a lot of rumours that Antoine Griezmann is going to go there, and
what as
they
the
want
manager?
to do that as a no, because of Barca want Neymar back essentially, and they want to use.
No,
you and James aren't transfer specialists, but Antoine Griezmann as a make weight for Neymar is a decent fucking deal in my eyes personally. Barca are still going to have to pay you, 80, 90, 100 million on top of Neymar, on top of Griezmann, if not even more. So I could see that being, a good deal for them. I don't think they should sack Tuchel. He had a bad time at Dortmund and then got the PSG job and, I think he's done well. I think he's done, he's done the domestic double, which every PSG manager should fucking do. And the whole Mbappe thing with the Farmers League fucking pissed me off because it is a fucking Farmers League. You got there purely on the fact that you had one semi-final leg, mate, and it was in a neutral territory. It was in a neutral territory. You're telling me if you didn't go to Leipzig, you wouldn't have got smashed like 3-0, mate.
Who do you think was the standout players in the Champions League final?
In the final?
Goretzka, Kimmich. I think Muller as well was decent. Lewandowski didn't have a hot day. I also think, to be fair, from PSG side of things, Paredes had a good game. But
yeah, I rated him.
I think Paredes had a good game. I also think, actually, to be fair to him, Thiago Silva did have a good game. I know it's his last for PSG, but I thought he had a good game. Those are my 5 players that I would have thought performed well on the day for the teams.
Kimpembe's header. Oh, my God. Did you see it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, my God. For that clearance, I could not believe it. I had to watch it like 6 times. It was unbelievable. To flick that away from him at the back post.
I know.
And I don't rate that Kimpembe, but that was... That was
Is he? Do you rate Sacco more than him?
Saka, mate. Saka can PSG captain again. Give him back. Give him back. No,
Mate.
I agree with you. I thought Thiago for Bayern was good again.
He's
watch. Paredes.
he runs a game.
Paredes was fantastic until he came off. He really did look good and he was pressing. But they kept the thing that it was so frustrating. They just knew their game plan and they were trying to. Mbappe was playing on the shoulder of the last man or the fullback, and Paredes got it in the middle and would try and hit that space. But the passing was just a little bit off every time that Mbappe couldn't get there.
Or Mr. Neuer was there to sweep it up.
Yeah, just to fuck it off.
I can't remember who was.
What did you think of
for Bayern? Who was right back for Bayern in the game?
Kimmich.
I can't remember who it was.
Kimmich.
Was it
Kimmich?
Kimmich?
Yeah.
Was it Kimmich?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mbappe wasn't getting any luck against Kimmich, so they swapped him to the other side and they put him against Alphonso Davies.
Oh,
and you're sitting there thinking, "No, this ain't the one, is it?"
What a race!
It's not your day. No.
It isn't.
What did you think of Kingsley Coman?
Oh, he's fantastic, mate. He was so.
Did you
good
think he
back
played
then.
well? I think the
Standing
first
on.
half, I don't think he was up to standards, but then second half,
Yeah.
he looked dangerous.
Yeah, as I said to you,
he was
guys
like
in
he
the
was
chat,
trying to prove a point.
Yeah, as I said to you guys in the chat, to go from obviously started at PSG, but to go from nearly retiring last year because of injuries to scoring in a Champions League final, you've got to give him a lot of props. It takes a lot of mental capacity to actually get to that point. And I know you're a big fan of his, James. Well, you were a big fan of his. I don't know if you still are now, but
It's a
there's
huge
rumours of
risk
him
as well.
going to the Premier League, isn't there?
It's an interesting one. I can't see him wanting to leave Bayern yet. I think he'll probably do another year or another 2 years and then move on again and go and win.
He's still so
loads of
young.
Trophies wherever he goes. Yeah, he is young.
Yeah,
He's a player. He is a player.
he is. It was a huge risk as well from Flick, because
Flick.
of Flick.
Yeah,
because obviously Perisic in the previous game played brilliantly, and then to have the confidence to say, right, Kingsley, go on the pitch.
Yeah.
Young man, do the business against your old club. Mate, he's just done it.
It's all right, though.
It was
That's
brilliant.
one of the reasons he did it
next year.
That's what I think he was trying to prove a point. I think he was trying to say.
I think that's the reason he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. And then they're going to have Sane playing left midfield next year. Disgusting.
Oh, mate.
Ridiculous.
Oh, it just makes me feel sick.
Not even fair.
And I just think it's hilarious that Barcelona now have to pay Liverpool $5 million.
No, they don't. It's rubbish.
They don't?
No.
It's absolute rubbish.
Only if he wins it for Barcelona, not for anyone else.
Not for Bayern?
No, only if he wins it for Barca.
Have you seen the contract?
No. It literally, someone confirmed it literally earlier saying...
I thought you was looking down at it there.
No. Yeah, look at the contract. Yeah, so this is Phil's contract. No, but basically, there's a Liverpool journalist who's inside the club, and he said that it's only if
Barca win it.
Yeah, which is a shame because that would have been fucking hilarious.
That would have been really funny, actually.
It would
That
really
was what I was cracking me up, because obviously to knock them out as well.
Yeah,
and it was pretty much his goal. Well, his assist, weren't it? He got first before his goal. Yeah,
he was fantastic.
He came on and destroyed him.
Bless their heart. But hey ho!
But he's left Liverpool to do what he said he was going to go and do and win the Champions League.
He said he was going to win the Champions League. No one can take the piss out of him anymore.
No, you know what? Even Liverpool fans were turning around and just saying like how happy they are for him, because it's been such a hard time at Barca. He's been shunned really from that team. And he's gone to Bayern.
As they all do.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. It's like Griezmann. Like Griezmann's done nothing this year. Absolutely nothing. So, hey ho. On to the next one, eh?
Happy days. Happy fucking days for Coutinho. Where's he going to go next?
So,
Arsenal.
Speaking of Liverpool or ex-Liverpool players, we have the Community Shield coming up. And both your teams are involved. And I'm just going to say, as an Everton fan, I'm staying out of this one. So you two can discuss your teams, and I may interject with a few comments. But you two go at it. You two chat, and I'll be back when we talk about Maguire.
Well, I'm actually buzzing for it. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm
glad you do.
No, because you know, it's the curtain raiser, isn't it? And it's nice to see new players come in and start the game. I don't think because there's all that talk that Gabriel's going to sign for us, isn't he?
Yeah.
This week, but I don't think he'll be playing if he does sign. Could be another Yanam Villa.
Oh God,
has a medical for 8 years. He's still got a medical going at Arsenal, but I think Saliba will start because we're playing tonight.
Okay.
Got MK Dons. It's on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, very nice.
But yeah, so we're playing tonight, and I think little run out for the new players, especially Saliba, because he got injured last season, didn't he? Missed a lot of the season. That's what I'm just excited for. I'm not fussed whether we win or lose it. It's always nice to win it because it's like just kind of.
Oh, it's a good start.
No, it's not really a trophy. It is a trophy, but it's not.
It's not.
It's
Even
not.
though Mourinho counted it as the treble, it's not.
It's not the treble, but it's definitely better than the Audi Cup.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But yeah, no, I'm just buzzing for it. It's just, as I said, seeing new players come in, start. I went to watch the Community Shield final with Anton a few years back, and it was against Chelsea, which we won, and it was just nice seeing, as I said, new players coming onto the pitch. You never seen them before. You want them to impress. I remember Sanchez come running on, and we were going, "Yes, come on!" But you know, it's one of them. I don't really know who Liverpool have brought in or let go.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I don't think you really need to.
We don't. Like, for me, this is just, I just couldn't care less. I couldn't care less if Liverpool start with 11 and change the 11 at half time and just give 11 half. It's just, it literally is just another pre-season with a trophy.
Yeah, with a trophy.
And again. And Brewster, by the way, he scored another 2 today, so he's got 3 and 2
Did
now.
he?
So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a couple of minutes again.
Yeah, because that's the thing. The last game we played was at the start of this month. Obviously, the FA Cup final, and we haven't had a game since. And this is the first one tonight. How many games have you played?
Liverpool played
like
2 now. 2 now. 2 in 6 days.
Is it just all your youngsters playing at the moment?
No, so they start.
Or is it a mixture?
Yeah, so they tend to start with the starting 11, and then half time it just all changes. It all youngsters for the second half.
So I think you'll be definitely more prepared for it. But then it's a Klopp thing, isn't it? He looks at things like this and he's like, I'm not that fussed.
No,
he probably won't even turn up.
He probably won't.
He probably won't even be there.
I wouldn't even mind that. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I don't know.
Boo. Yeah, you got to watch it. I don't know. I think it's, as I said, it's the curtain raiser. It's exciting. It gets you back into the spirit of Premier League football again, which feels like it only ended. Well, it did only end last month.
Yeah, but it still feels so far away.
Yeah, it
feels
does.
like I've got to wait another 3 months.
I know. But yeah, no, I think, what would you say the score would be? What are your predictions? I want predictions that, I want who's going to score first. What's it going to be at half time? You've got to do it.
Can you tell how enthusiastic I'm about it?
Well, you should be.
I think it's going to be 1-1 and someone will win on penalties. I'm quite happy with that. Or nil. Just give me nil.
Boring penalties.
Give me 0-0 and Adrian saves 6. That'd be nice.
And scores the winner.
Yeah. Liverpool missed 6. Adrian saves 6. And then Adrian gets the winner. Lovely.
I think if I'm gonna go with my head, Liverpool will just win like 1-0, 2-0.
Like 6-0.
Nah, not with Saliba at the back, mate.
Oh, who did? I don't know who you think. Jesus Christ.
Kieran Tierney at left back.
Saliba, I've seen him play once and he must be, what a player. 12.
Stan Smith at left back. The Gucci model at right back. Although he might be going PSG, so who knows. I think it will be a 2-0 Liverpool. But my heart's saying 1-0 Arsenal.
Oh, how exciting. All to be revealed on Saturday.
I'm excited for it. I think, when was the last time Everton were in a Community Shield final?
1996 or 97. One of those two. 96, 97 season. Yeah, we won the FA Cup the season before. Yeah. So it was a charity shield back then. So
yeah.
We would have, but
that was when it was
lost
good.
To Chelsea. We lost to Chelsea 2-1.
When it mattered.
When it actually did matter. Like, fans were just buzzing for it. Now it's like, as you say, James.
I think we won that as well. I think we won the charity shield as well that season.
What an achievement.
But Everton don't actually count them in their silverware, to be fair.
No.
Like, in your silverware, you should not count community shields or charity shields. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's just one of those games. And I agree with you. It's just another pre-season, you know.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, some teams like Man United count it. And speaking of Man United, our breaking news earlier.
Big H.
Harry Maguire has apparently been a naughty, naughty boy.
Oh dear.
I mean,
we can go around the facts and you know, apparently his sister was getting
stabbed
attacked
in the arm or something.
Yeah, stabbed in the arm by a sharp object. And you know, having a sister myself, I would probably do the same that Harry Maguire did and step in and try and stop anything. But the quotes, as you were saying, James, if you want to go ahead and say some of them.
Oh, I mean, the best one that I heard from the opposition, shall I say, they said that he said, "I am the leader of Man United." And I thought that was fantastic. Could you imagine him standing there saying, "I am the leader of Man United"? That would be phenomenal. Gareth Southgate backed him in a press conference like 3 hours ago. I feel so bad. I don't know what to think. I like Gareth Southgate too much for him to have backed him and then it's come guilty. Like, this is no. I can't have it.
I mean, he's an idiot, but at the same time, like George said, like, if anything, when it's your family, like, we are only human at the end of the day. And if anything happens to your family, you know, if there was a fight and he saw something happen to his sister, then all of a sudden the police come, he probably, who knows? He may have thought that the person who's just grabbed him isn't a police officer, and he's turned around and fucking. You just don't know. No one was there.
Thing. We don't know. Like, we don't know. We're just going off the back of what we've seen. From today, really, aren't we? But
the thing I will say is, it's odd that when they were arresting him, they recognised him and said, "Your career's over. Your career's long over." Like, that is suspicious. Almost like they were like. I'm not saying like they asked someone to bait him into it, but like, it's almost like they were too high on alert, and they were like, "Oh, he's a recognised person. Let's just try and, you know, get him on something." I don't know.
Didn't they do something to his leg?
I don't think the sentencing will be that bad. I reckon it's a fine, and I reckon there might be a bit of money changing hands, because Greece, their economy's in the fucking toilet, and maybe their police station could be doing with an upgrade, basically, and Mykonos.
Did you read that they apparently said that Maguire's got to go back there in a few months and apologise on a boat?
Are you joking?
No, he's got to go.
Where have you read it?
The people. No, I swear to God, the people he's got to go and say sorry to, he has to actually like go there and apologise for what happened. They want an apology.
Fuck off. No, I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't. I could not be bothered with that.
You could probably nut the boat in. Give me one of them.
Yeah, my head's solid, mate. No, what the fuck? What are they wanting? A signed shirt from him? Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. Like,
I don't know. It's a difficult one. As I said, no one really knows what happened.
I think it just shows how different countries' police work, basically. Because I think they're going to get a very big monetary gain out of this, and I think they're and Harry Maguire's going to get off and be handed over to the British police probably and do community fucking service or something like that.
There's a lot more to come from this. I think we're going to hear a lot more before in the next month or so. There'll be a lot more that comes out. Yeah, obviously we don't know the full story.
Do you know when he's coming back?
I honestly did not have a clue.
Nah.
Not have a clue. Literally, that's the only thing I've seen is just what we saw today and a couple of quotes that were put in group chats earlier. So
that is mental.
It's the bribery that gets me.
Do you know I am?
Well,
like
Jay
it's
from between us.
Look, I can give you loads and loads and loads of money. Let's just forget about this, and then probably just go. Well, we know you're Harry Maguire, so we're going to fuck your career up.
Yeah, should have put €20 somewhere special.
Fuck's sakes, James. Fuck's sakes. Oh my God. Wow. And is that the note that we're going to end it on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Put a £20 note somewhere special.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So I'm thinking next week, if none of our teams have done zero business apart from, your two, we'll do a transfer special. How about we
just
review some of the rumours of Premier League clubs, we'll rate them and just see how everyone's getting on in their teams in the coming season. So
Groovy.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a transfer special, a month or two ago?
Yeah, it didn't really pan out. We actually got an influx of fucking guests, to be fair.
Whose fucking idea was that?
Those fucking arseholes, a lot of them. No.
How dare
so
John
Hartson
come on our podcast?
How dare you all? No, they're all. I mean, it's to be fair, it's actually probably better to do the transfers now once the season is actually over. So really, it's a massive thank you to the guests.
Well, we've got 40 days until the transfer window is over. We've got, I think, about 17 days until the season starts. So it's a good time to do it now.
It's very exciting.
Long way to go.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
This has been the Max Talks podcast. Thank you, Max. For the listeners, he bowed and curtsied. Thank you, James.
Thank you. No, thank you, George. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Great host again.
Fuck you. We will see you on Friday for a topics episode.
Lovely. Farewell.
Lovely. Bye.
Boom.